understand the nutritional aspect of makhana. There is this whole game about superfoods doing the rounds, right? So according to you, how does makhana fare in that? How much of it is hype? How much of it is actually true?
I think it's a great food. I'm not going to call it a superfood because if you call anything a superfood, it just gets more expensive for the public at some point. So, and to be honest, many foods are different in their own ways. The beauty about Makhana, which is also fox nut, especially in a country, let's talk relevance to India being the diabetic capital of the world. Okay. It is a great snack considering Indians love snacks, but we shouldn't forget that it has its share of carbohydrates as well. So pairing this food, like if I was going to do Makhana as a snack, I would pair it with nuts. I would pair it with a protein like yogurt, and then I can get the benefits of it because it is nutrient dense. We are looking at a fair amount of protein. We're looking at magnesium. We're looking at iron. We're looking at potassium. And my favorite, we're looking at antioxidants like flavonoids, which is great in a country that is mostly inflamed because of our lifestyle, because of our quality of air. So, yes, absolutely yes. But it doesn't come without a disclaimer that I can't go on eating makhana like chips because it is a complex carbohydrate. While it is great for blood sugar levels, and I would give a diabetic Makhana as a snack portion control because the GI, the glycemic index is about 50 to 54, which is actually really good. Now, why I like Makhana is because of its fiber. It's a complex carbohydrate. So let's say if we're doing 100 grams, it's giving me about 350 calories,
Oh,
about 9.5 of protein, 14.5 grams of fiber. So it's not going to raise my blood sugar levels too high if I eat the right quantity. It's going to help me feel full as well. It's got a high satiety point, magnesium, iron in small quantities. So it's a great snack, but portion control. I'm not going to eat 100 grams and get 75 grams of carbohydrates at one shot. So maybe I would do 30 grams, maybe I would do 50 grams. But again, depending, my athletes, my cricket players would have 100 grams as an easy snack because that's how much they're burning.
yeah.
So from person to person, it's a great, great snack, but paired with a protein. It must be
Good
paired with a
point.
protein.
Luke,
Yeah.
tell us, there are two different kinds. There's unroasted and roasted. When one is looking to buy packaged makhana, what should you be picking up the bag and looking at in terms of ingredients used in roasting, other ingredients used for flavoring? What should we be looking out for?
I'm really happy that you asked me this question because this Makhana game can also become a hype. A lot of investors investing massively, but in the packaged Makhana. Now you can easily take a superfood and make it into a junk food. I can take the benefits of Makhana and put my flavors, my sugars, my maltodextrines, and all of the other stuff and rob this beautiful food of its health benefits. I would personally, what I do is I buy the plain white makhana, I roast it at home with a little bit of olive oil or pure ghee, a little chili powder, a little turmeric and black pepper, and you have the most amazing snack, crunchy and healthy. Now, if you're looking at a brand, and that's my problem, we shouldn't take a superfood and make it into junk and fill it. And there are brands in the market filled with sugar, maltodextrin, colors, and flavors, and sodium levels that honestly it just gets categorized as junk. So I would advise the Indian population, it's easy on your pocket as well. Just buy the plain, roast it at home. It takes you 3 to 4 minutes to actually roast it, and you can just have this family snack together. Sometimes for me, it becomes a midday meal. I have that with a whole cup of yogurt and I have a complete meal, maybe with some veggies on the side. So these are different ways we can, but in the name of convenience, we shouldn't spoil health by making it convenient by adding all the wrong ingredients.
Yeah, I'm very glad the other guests are also able to hear you right now and perhaps be able to take that message forward. But Luke, can I ask you a little bit more about where the makhana actually comes from? It's called fox nuts, right? But it's not really a nut. It's actually a seed, comes from a plant, then is roasted. It's got a very fascinating history.
Yeah, it's not a nut. I remember having a patient saying, "Oh, look, I eat nuts every day," and he just send me pictures of fox nuts. And I
Yeah,
was like, "It's a seed. It's a
yeah.
lotus seed. So it's not really a nut. We have to be clear about that. It is a seed, and it has these health benefits. And I really think by using this in our diets the right way, what I also think is great for companies in the food industry because it's got crunch. It can replace a lot of these processed Rice Krispies that you put into bars and into children's cereals just for the crunch, because that has a high GI level, a glycemic index, which will shoot up your blood sugar. But Fox Nuts has a place over there to actually add to foods and to other creations in the culinary world, like even desserts. I once had a Fox Nut chocolate mousse I was unbelievable. It had the crunch and, of course, without the high GI level. So there are ways we can strategically use this amazing seed in all of our preparations as well.
Cool.
Luke, maybe we'll just leave you with these two sets of questions. Firstly, you were talking a little bit about what it can do to insulin levels, the fact that it's not so bad. There's a lot of research that even the order you eat your food in matters. So if you start with the fiber, I think, and then go to, I believe it's fiber, then fats, then carbs, but I might be getting the order wrong. And the protein maybe second before the carbs. Does all of that matter when it comes to a food like Makhana? And if we're saying it doesn't, are there other superfoods you'd suggest we replace here? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, absolutely. There's always an order to eat. And you are right. It could be fiber first. It could be protein first. The last is always the carbohydrate. Now, considering my answer based on the population in India, where unfortunately most people are metabolically unfit, which means most people have metabolic syndrome, even if I'm having Makhana, that's why I said I would pair it with something else. I would still pair it because even if I'm not diabetic, I don't want to create insulin spikes in my body. So, I come from Goa, and in a little village that I used to live, I would see the people working in the fields have Makhana with chana. And I thought, what a powerful combination. What an energy, your protein, everything. So I'm a huge fan of combining foods. Even if I'm super fit and healthy, or even if it was my athlete or a cricket player, I would give them Makhana with peanuts or with chana or with yogurt. It's always good to pair foods because we don't want too many insulin spikes, even if the GI level is low, because another problem that we have is we tend to overeat. It's very difficult to stop at 30 grams of Makhana. It tastes really good. So you're usually going to go up to 60. So if you pair it, then you can avoid that guilt and also make sure that you balance your insulin levels.
Yeah. I remember my nanny used to say a fistful and not more, and that's it. Nothing beyond that. So that's how
That's good advice.
he would pick it up and she would say, that's all that you're going to get. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, before we let you go, I have to ask you this question on the jaggery makhana, which has been the rounds as well. A lot of people coat it at home, but coat it with jaggery, and for them it becomes like a sweet to have at the end of their meal. It sort of replaces any other sweet or any other dessert that you might have. Would you say it's comparatively better or a big no-no?
See, it depends on the person. If someone's highly diabetic, jaggery behaves like white sugar in your body. Yes, nutritionally, it may have a little bit more iron, a little bit more, magnesium and phosphorus and manganese. But the point is, now for an athlete or a child going for a football game or a child going for soccer practice, it's a great pre-workout. But again, I would add peanuts to it. I would add chana to it. But we have to understand that depending on who we are and our current medical situation, jaggery may not be the best for us. But now, to be fair, if I'm choosing a commercially ultra-processed sweet over this wins for sure. Because I'm in control of just two ingredients, the makhana and the jaggery, rather than all the hidden ingredients and the wrong labels that exist in our country. So yes, to be fair, I'll answer it that way. So we make an informed decision about this. But if I had to choose a processed, commercially made sweet over making makhana with jaggery at home, I would take makhana with jaggery.